The Lake Sunapee region is one of the few communities in the country where you can ski year-round. During the summer season, the lake provides water skiing, fishing, swimming, and boating. During the winter, Mount Sunapee Resort, located at the south end of the lake, is one of the most popular ski and snowboard destinations in New Hampshire. The views of Lake Sunapee from the trails in Sun Bowl are spectacular. For more information about visiting our beautiful area, contact the Lake Sunapee Region Chamber of Commerce.
Welcome back to Yankee Chronicle. I'm your host, Abby Peel, coming to you from the porch at the new London Barn Playhouse. If you've never come to the porch, you must. I'm now joined by the Executive Artistic Director here at the barn, Keith Cloughlin. Hello, Keith.
Hi, Abby.
It is always this time of year that we come and we do a show right here on the porch. We do check in with you year-round now, which is fun because you've had some changes. But how are things going here in June at the new London Barn Playhouse?
Well, first and foremost, welcome and welcome back.
Yeah.
We're thrilled to be here in this moment where we celebrate the changing of the calendar and hopefully the changing of the weather as we approach the summer and the opening of the Barn Playhouse. We celebrate the 91st summer season of the barn and are thrilled to welcome people back to come within these hallowed walls right here on Main Street to be entertained within the Barn Playhouse once again.
Yeah.
And it's really exciting. We have moved from 6 senior staff, 12-month employees, to that we're just a little over 60 on our campus right now.
Off and running.
As the train leaves the station and we head for all things in the summer.
Talk about the process to get here, because I think that's always interesting. It's not just reading through a couple resumes. You actually go out and actively seek people to come and spend their summer here at the barn.
It's true. Most people recognize the height of the barn activity being the summer, but it is a full year planning and looking ahead and hiring. We actually start our casting process and our hiring process in January. And between January and April, May time period, we see over 1,000 auditions as we look for the young crop of talented artists to spend their summers here. And that's on stage and off. The acting intern company that everybody sees on stage are talented folks from all over the country, but our tech staff, our administrative staff, it is a thorough and exciting process to search for those young people who will spend their summers here in New London.
Running right now is the 25th annual Putnam County Spelling Bee, which is a first for the barn. Talk about that as the performance on the main stage right now.
You know, just so excited to produce this work. It is the first time that it appears at the barn, and I often describe the 25th annual Putnam County Spelling Bee
it's not going to fit on the marquee.
a riotously fun, but also very touching and heartwarming production. You will be immersed in the throwback feeling of the elementary school spelling bee, and you meet some interesting characters who go through this year's spelling bee, but also some wonderful touching moments and potentially some audience participation of bringing some spellers onto the stage with us. It's just filled with laughter and some joy and just a wonderful way to start our summer season.
Coming up next is Guys and Dolls.
Guys and Dolls, the classic that was last produced on the barn stage in 2011.
Okay.
And I'm very excited to welcome it back. Actually, in 2011, I co-choreographed that production with my wife, and so glad to bring it back. It's just one of those staples in the repertoire of Broadway musical theater, and it's a wonderful bring back to the barn stage.
That must feel good. Talk about the next one, which is the one-week play, and it's very unique this year because it is not only a one-week play, but a one-actor.
It is. So I recognize that And people see on the list of shows Fully Committed, I'm not quite sure what is this show Fully Committed. Well, Fully Committed is set in the basement of a 5-star New York City restaurant. And you meet Sam, an out-of-work actor who is manning the reservation line. He is the reservationist for this 5-star restaurant. But the unique thing about Fully Committed is that this performance is done by one actor. So not only is he playing Sam the reservationist, but he does all of the characters that you meet.
Crazy.
All of the voices that call in, the chef, the maitre d'. This actor will navigate the gauntlet of nearly 40 different characters. And so as an audience member, not only are you exposed to the craziness of this basement of this restaurant and all the characters that are introduced, but seeing this actor navigate with such skill and humor all of these many characters that come into play.
Amazing. So that hits us to the middle of July, which is crazy to think about, which is about the middle of the season. Talk about the next 3 that take you to the end of the summer season here.
Well, we hit our stride and we hit those points in July and the height of the summer, and we have some wonderful things to present at the Barn. For the first time at the Barn, Beautiful, the Carole King musical, which is based on the life of Carole King, from her at young age to the musical icon that we know, and it features all of the library of repertoire of Carole King's works. Amazing. And I have to tell you, I mean, many people know Carole King and her music, but she wrote so many incredible tunes, and so this entire show is all her music.
Fabulous.
We move into The Wedding Singer, which is based on the rom-com with Adam Sandler and Drew Barrymore.
A New Hampshire native.
Yes. And is just gonna also be just so much fun. Music, choreography, characters, set in the 80s, so a little throwback nostalgia.
The costumes will be good.
Hair and costumes all featuring that, but is just a fun time from start to finish.
That will be.
And then we wrap our season with a musical performance that is called Lady Day at Emerson's Bar and Grill, and features Billie Holiday in one of her final performances.
Yep.
So Billie Holiday music that I often say is wonderful to celebrate that musical icon.
Sure.
But also really sometimes touching but disheartening, and sometimes crazy to sort of watch where this woman was at this point in time in her career, as a really wonderful way to wrap our season.
Fantastic. And then it's September, and can you believe it? It's another 91st summer season is in the chapter books.
And you know what's interesting now is normally we would say close the doors and see you next May, but the Barn, by, I'll say, appreciation to the Capital Campaign and our new facilities, allows the Barn to still exist here and be present in New London and the surrounding area.
Fantastic.
In the Fleming Center. And so if you haven't checked out, you want to keep an eye out for the fall and spring activities, education programs, performances, comedy night, jazz quartet, performances. So I appreciate and am grateful for those that visit this porch and the Barn in the summer.
Sure.
But the Barn is not going to go away. This Barn is going to still be very prevalent in our community, in featuring the arts and arts education to our community 12 months out of the year.
Fantastic. So the Barn itself goes to sleep, but an exciting new venture happening at the Fleming Center. And all that information is available on your website.
Yes.
Yes.
nlbarn.org.
Love it.
And obviously to calling into our box office. Hoping that you will join us in the exciting summer months, but also keeping an eye out for things that are happening all year long.
Very exciting, just getting started, but I know it goes by quick. So thank you for joining me, Keith Cloughlin, the Executive Artistic Director here at the Barn Playhouse.
Thank you. So excited to see people on the porch.
Yes, let's do it. It's early in the season and tickets to most shows are still available. Fun is at hand. On another front, next, Kate Hanley will join us to tell of her new book and the inspiration for it. First, these words from another YCN underwriter.